Hey guys, Moran Pober here and welcome to another video, and I got a special video for you today because I got my friend Arik here to kind of share with me and you guys his experience working with us. And I mean, he got a lot of experience in business. So I want for you to get someone with a lot of experience in business and someone who kind of like, I guess, got the understanding. I mean, he's very successful. He knows how to grow businesses, but I want you to hear his perspective on why growing a business organically, can that work? Absolutely. Is this the fastest way to grow as an entrepreneur, as a businessman? I don't think so, right? So I want you to introduce yourself, and thank you very much for doing this video with me.
Thank you.
And yeah, say hi.
So, hi, hello everybody. Thank you for inviting me to do this. And yeah, my name is Arik. Been in the business world for several years now. I met you when I was in a process of selling my company. This is when we met. And you know, when we met, my biggest concern, I had one problem and a few concerns. So there was one problem followed by a few concerns. I was in a process of selling my company. My company at the time, we had about 150 employees in several offices in the world, financial markets. And I was in a process of selling my equity in the company, and I found myself to be in a good position in terms of the deal I got and everything relevant to that. But one thing or a few things that I was concerned by was mostly the concept of the legal aspect of selling a business and the financial aspect in terms of the payment plan. How do I make sure that I'm not going to get screwed with the payments? How do I negotiate the payments properly to get them in the fair way, in a way that will be fair to myself, but on the other side to the people buying and purchasing the business, right? This was a very, very challenging obstacle for me, and this is where I was at when I first met you, and this is the first thing, right, that we looked into. This was the first problem we had to solve together. And I think that after we looked into it, first of all, you opened my eyes to problems. One of the most important things, I think, is that you opened my eyes to problems that I wasn't even aware that I might have when I'm selling the company, right? I'm selling a business, and here I am, like on the line of making this huge thing, something I've been working for years, and you opened my eyes to things that I wasn't even aware of. I would say mostly from the legal aspect and the financial aspect of it. So yeah, that's pretty much the background for where I came from.
Sweet. Yeah, and you had a very successful business that you pretty much started from scratch, yeah? But since then, after selling your business, and we're working since and kind of like in touch, and obviously now I see you as a very good friend. What can you say to others who are watching this who don't know, I guess, or not sure about the idea of growing a business organically by doing more sales and marketing, or starting a business? Some of the people don't have a business yet. So what would you say those guys from what you got from me in terms of, I guess, starting a business, growing it internally, organically, versus going out there, buy existing businesses, getting yourself into something established?
So that's a great question. My biggest dilemma, or something I was bothered by when I sold my company, was, okay, does this mean I'm not going to retire now? Does this mean that I'm going to have to start a new business now from scratch? And then we looked into the option of getting into existing businesses. So the thing I think I learned from you the most, and this is what I would tell every person watching this video to look into deeply, is the concept of, okay, there are already great businesses out there. Great businesses, great people running them, great entrepreneurs. They just need something. So maybe they want to sell their business. Maybe they need some more cash flow in it. Maybe they need a certain value that you can bring in. And you really helped me understand how I can use the value I have as a professional and the capital I had to, instead of building a new business from scratch, getting into an existing business, bringing those values into it, and, you know, creating a great win-win situation for myself and the people I was getting into, you know, into their businesses, whether I bought them out, whether I, you know, bought a portion of it and they kept on managing it. And that really helped me scale the businesses, because then I found myself scaling in a much, much easier way than ever before. Like before, what would take me 3 years to get, or a year to get, now I do this in 1/3 of the time. This was a huge impact on my career. I think I would also say honestly on my happiness, since, you know, I find myself creating faster results, better results. But the most important thing is, I think that I find myself more peaceful because I get into this process knowing what am I doing. I think that a lot of people, when you tell them go out there and buy a business, they have several concerns in terms of the whole technical layer of it, like the general guidelines of how exactly do I do it? How do I find the people? How do I find the proper business for me to buy? How do I make sure that I'm not going to get screwed, right, in the deal? How do I know that I'm protecting myself legally in the proper way? How do I know that I'm not going to put like X amount of dollars in it and people will just disappear on me? These are like legitimate concerns that people might have when they're thinking about investing in businesses, buying or selling businesses, instead of starting from scratch every time again and again. And I think after working with you for a while, I kind of feel like this. Obviously, it's never 100% because there's always another thing to learn, another thing to improve. But I think that right now, I feel way more confident when I do it. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm getting into. I know how to check things. If not, then I can just call you up and ask you. But yeah, this is mostly what I would tell people that this is how you impacted me the most, I would say, this last couple of years.
Thank you. And yeah, I mean, you're probably one of the best people that I know in terms of influencing other people, in terms of selling yourself, your ideas, your products, and you can sell everything. But the problem, and not the problem, but the challenge that I remember talking with you, is the fact that you have so much to give to a business in terms of your value, but when you start something from scratch, it's just going to take so much longer to bring all of your value, all of your talent into something that's starting from zero. It's just that to build the momentum from zero is so much more difficult than bringing your talent, your ideas, your experience into something that's already existing, already established. And then it just literally taking something that's already in momentum and bringing it to the next stage. It's just so much more easier and, in my opinion, just more fun, right? Because you're kind of like me. You like the idea of being the strategic guy, being the person with the big ideas, with I guess being the art of the deal kind of a guy. And when I see people with your talent starting things from scratch, I just know how difficult it can be to start something from scratch or even grow a business organically. Because the best way to grow a business, in my opinion, is also to go and buy other businesses, to buy your competitors, to buy complementary businesses. And I think that bringing someone like you with your talent, with your energy into something that's already established, I mean, the results can be amazing, and we can see it with you. And I'm really, really grateful that you give me some of that credit. So if you had to share with people on why they should learn either from me or from someone else about the space of growing by acquisitions, buying businesses, doing deals in general, and bringing your value to the table, if it's in terms of bringing money from other financial institutions or financial partners, or just bring your business experience to the table. So what would you suggest people, why to even do that versus, I guess, continuing to grow a business organically?
All right, simple. So here's the thing. This is how I view it. For me, it all comes down, like you said, we're strategic, we're analytical people. It comes down to a mathematical formula. And this is how I view it. For you to take a business, if you are an experienced, let's say you're an experienced professional, business owner, you have some, a track record in terms of growing business, building them. If you take a business and you try to build it from scratch, let's say from 0 to 10, it will take an X amount of effort, okay? Now, if you take a business which is already at 10, growing it from 10 to 50 will require the same amount of effort. So from 1 to 10, it took you X amount of effort, let's say 5 amount of effort, and for the same 5 amount of effort, you can take a business that is already at 10 and bring it to 50. Therefore, the more experienced you are, the more value you have when the business is already, doing something. There's already an activity. The business is already creating profits. So if you're an experienced businessman, or even if you're not, even if you're just starting off, but you have the right guidance and you have the right mentoring for you, your ability to scale businesses and scale eventually this is about financial freedom, I believe, for most people, and fulfilling who you are, fulfilling your abilities in this world. So if that's what you actually looking to do, right? If you're not just looking for the ego of it, like, no, I started it from scratch. Because a lot of people, you know, a lot of people who I spoke to them about this, no, I want to start this by my own from scratch. Like, okay, so what's the deal? Is it about your ego? Is it about you being actually successful? What is it about? So for me, it's a mathematical formula. You have to do it, no question. Why to do it? First of all, if you are doing it, if you are doing something like that, right, there is a risk involved, because as we said before, there are all these risks of, right, maybe I'll get screwed, maybe I won't find the right people, maybe I'm not going to get into the right business, I don't know, how do I check the numbers, how do I know that I'm getting the right legal protection? Fair enough. These should not be reasons why you don't do it. These should be reasons why you go to someone experienced in doing it, taking his help, and then learn how to do it. Because 95% of the value comes from you. But that other person helping you is giving you the crucial 5% you need to actually feel comfortable with doing this and making this happen. So, for example, if I come to you, I have no idea what to do with businesses. I have no idea. I have no experience. I have nothing to give, no value to give. I don't want to invest any money. Then probably you cannot help me. But if I come with the right mindset, I have some sort of track record, and I can help businesses, I can grow them from 10 to 50 with the same amount of effort as someone would have to put to take them from 1 to 10, then you're going to give me the 5, 10, 15, 20% that are crucial for me to actually make this work and make this happen with very high level of confidence. Now, that's in terms of getting general help. I would say specifically I would go to you because, well, it's easy for me to say that because I've been working with you already for 2 years and I know exactly what you have to offer. But you want to find someone who you have, I would say, proper chemistry with, because you're getting into something, whether you know this or not, you're getting into something that is very intimate. You're going to have to share your concerns. You're going to have to share your fears. And oftentimes you're going to have to share concerns and fears that you wouldn't necessarily share with anybody else. So you want to find someone who you have good chemistry with. So whoever it is, go find that person. That's what I would recommend anybody watching this. Go find that person. That person is probably out there. Maybe it's you. If, like, I would say schedule like a way to communicate with you, get in touch with Moran and see if that's the right person for you. If you feel the proper chemistry. I definitely do, because I feel confident, because I know that I can throw any problem that I might have on you, and you've already heard this like 300,000 times, and you already have all the plan and all the structure on how do I solve it. And the way for you to deliver it to me is also very reasonable, very simple, very easy to execute. So you take this thing that is like buying a business that seems to most of us like this is something that only like big corporations can do. Corporations who have like 30 lawyers working for them on the payroll, and only them can do it. And you have the ability to simplify it. This is my experience, at least for me. So this is what I would recommend people watching this, like, go find that person who could simplify this for you, and, you know, like I said, give you this whole package of value of you not building a business from scratch, giving you the 20% you need to make this a comfortable, easy, and successful experience.
Sweet, thank you. So absolutely. So let's kind of like sum up this interview. So I don't know if you want to share a little bit about the deal you just told me about that you closed with the e-commerce business. I don't know if you want to share. Probably don't share numbers or names, but if you want to share a little bit about the structure, if you got yourself 100% of the equity or maybe a small percent, because people are afraid, they think that if they don't own 100% of something, they own nothing. And what I like to sell to people is that, look, I would take owning 20% of a $1 billion company every day than owning 100% of nothing, or a $1 million company, right? So I don't know if you want to share a little bit about the deal, how you find it, how you negotiated it, just a little bit about kind of like where did I help you in the process. You don't need to mention numbers or structures or something like that. So I don't want people to find this deal and annoying those people. But I guess maybe talk a little bit about that. And if someone, let's say someone out there is on the fence to potentially work with me and my team, do deals with me, because people out there think that I'm out there to steal their deals. They don't understand that building relationship and helping someone like you with one deal will make them want to do with me deals for the rest of your life, potentially with deals that you either want me to get involved with, or potentially there are deals that you will find out there because you have different network than me, that you you want to do because you don't want, and then you just tell me, hey, Moran, you go and do this deal. They don't understand that me building this network is a win-win for everyone, right? So I'm a bit all over the place. Maybe just share a little bit about that deal, and if you want, just for people on the fence, what do you think? Do they need to get the work, that help? If they need to get that help, would it be with me? And if not, why not me? Or with me, why me? Whatever. Just tell me what do you think?
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so right now, just as you said, I'll try to keep it as specific and blur at the same time. So yeah, right now I'm on the process of closing the deal. Just closed the deal. Got myself equity in a company in e-commerce business, and one of the things that were the highest impact you had for me on this deal was probably my ability to negotiate the terms, not in terms of the fundamental terms of what am I getting, but in terms of how am I getting it. How do I protect myself that I will keep getting it for a long period of time, making sure that I'm not just bringing all this value into the table right now when this business needs me, and then after maybe, I leave, I move out, right? The business is already working, I given all the value in, and now I'm afraid that how do I know I'm going to get paid? How do I know that the company will actually keep me? All contracts are great, but you also have to structure them properly, and you also have to learn how to communicate your concerns in a proper way with the other side, right? So it's not just on one hand hiding your concerns, on the other hand it's not just telling the other side, okay, here are my concerns. There's a way to do it properly so that eventually you get to the result you want. And I think that we did this in a great way. I'm very happy that we're doing this, and I think this is a very, very good deal for my businesses, for my portfolio for sure. So this is something that we're working on right now. And also we created ourselves I definitely relate to what you said about that 100%. So I'm not looking into having businesses that I own 100% today. Definitely not, and I'll tell you why. If you are someone who owns a business 100%, that means that you run the business. You have to run it, okay? If you place someone to run the business for you, what's going to happen in the long run is if that person will do a good job, what he will think to himself is, when am I opening the same business for myself? So, and if that person even owns 10% of the business, what he will constantly think about is, okay, I got my partner screwing me because I'm running the business and I only get 10% of the business. So my vision is, just like you said, I want to have 5, 10, 20, up to 20% in several businesses, in plenty of businesses where someone else is running them, someone else is running the show. I bring in my extra value into the table, whether they need money, whether they need my knowledge. That's what I bring into the table. But I don't have to run it day by day. And the other person who's running the business doesn't feel like he's getting ripped off by someone who's not even there, right? So I definitely relate to that. I think this is also a great impact, something that we generated through working together. What I would say to someone who's sitting on the fence and like thinking, here's what I would say. If you're right now looking to start a business, or you're looking to grow your current business, or you're looking to buy a business, any of that, or you're looking to sell business, what I would tell you is just think for a minute. This is what I did. Just think for a minute right now. How much, what is the best case scenario for you? What's the worst case scenario? So make some sort of try to understand the gap between the best case scenario and the worst case scenario. And then ask yourself, how much would it cost you to make the wrong decision? So if you take the right decisions, you're probably in the best case scenario. If you take the wrong decisions, you're probably in the worst case scenario. Now ask yourself, how much would it cost me to make the wrong decision? Probably a lot, okay? And when you understand how much it costs you to make the wrong decision right now at this point where you're at, you got to understand that your solution is to go to someone who's been in that position or is working with people who are in that position frequently. So this is what I did. This is what I do with any problem or any challenge I have in my life. This is how I solve challenges. I'm not going to go out there and start Googling things until I find the answer. Hopefully, maybe I'll find the right answer on Google or on YouTube. Although they're great, if you want to get more information, you can, keep on accumulating information for years. probably the information out there could be enough for you to read for thousands of years, and then maybe after like 3,000 years you can make a decision. Hopefully you're making the right decision, right? Because you've been bombarded with so much information. I remember when I started looking into the information, I was bombarded with so much information about this. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? Are we allowed to say what the fuck in this? Okay, like what's going on, right? So what is this? I need someone to set this, to give me some order here. And that's why I would recommend anybody watching this, go find a person. Like I said before, find that person. Whoever that person is, go find that person. If someone is on the fence and working with you, right, contemplating whether to work with you or not, I will tell them, reach out, see if what you have to offer is the right thing for them, right? See if he's the person filling the gaps between where you're at and between where you want to be. I assume he will be that person, but you got to check it for yourself. Just reach out, take action, reach out, take action. Don't just sit around and wait for things to happen. You're not going to knock on their doors, right? Probably not for now. You're not going to do this campaign. I'm knocking on your door, right? It's not going to happen anytime soon. So reach out, see if this is the right solution for you, but find a solution for you. Either way, there has to be a solution for you right now. The solution is not growing business again and again from zero to hero. That's not the solution. And the other solution, on my opinion, is not Googling this until you find, like, Google your way out of it. That's not the solution.
Thank you. Thank you for those words. Yeah, so I guess to summarize what we've been through, I think pretty much if you watch this video, it's probably not the first video you watch of mine. So, I mean, you know my thoughts about this, and in my opinion, just the most fun thing to do in business, the best way to build wealth and to just enjoy your journey and the day-to-day of doing deals and just being involved with people, with strategic decisions, with being the visionary inside of your business. So thank you very much for being here, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it and got some value, and we'll see you soon.